Welcome to the Live Up Podcast, where we watch the movies from our youth to see if they live up. Quick note on how this will go. We will review, discuss, and score the movie in question to see if it lives up to us as adults and whether it lives up to kids today. I'm Jess Latterman.
And I'm Amanda Treat. On today's episode, it's a Christmas movie that actually asks you to consider the holiday suicide rate. Is it a clever satire? Is it a holiday horror? Is it a Frank Capra parody? Or is it just stupid? The merchandising team does not care what you think. Move over, Labubu's. It's 1984's Gremlins.
I did not read that prior to the recording.
They have that discussion in the beginning about the holiday suicide rate, which many inappropriate things in this movie.
Coming in hot. Yeah.
So, Jess, what is your history with Gremlins?
So this was on the TV rotation a lot. That was just on all the time with Gremlins 2. I remember watching Gremlins 2 more than this one, but I definitely watched this a lot. Not as much as like Die Hard or Home Alone, obviously. So even rewatching it now, I didn't really remember what happened because like it had been too long. I watched this with my son, who's 8, not my daughter, because like there's no way. And I did this thing where like I watched it in pieces over the course of almost a week. We would watch it in the mornings while I'm riding the stationary bike. And like weirdly, I got a lot more insights from Isaac because like he would talk about it in the days in between. So I will have more to share, hopefully, as we go on. So what is your history?
Well, we both were too young to see this when it came out in theaters. If I'd seen this as a kid, this would have made me cry and run screaming from the theater, which I did for Snow White and Pinocchio re-releases. And then my parents just stopped taking me to the movies for a while, so it was not to be trusted. But this was definitely in the pop culture. Like, we all knew about this movie, even though we hadn't seen it as little kids. So my first grade teacher, Mrs. Sockel, used to tell us that there were gremlins living in her supply closet and that they would come out at night and chew on the pencils because all of our those little yellow pencils we had like bite marks on it. Like some kid in the class was, I don't know, teething.
Or there were gremlins.
We thought there were gremlins because we were that age where we still believed when adults told us things.
You didn't have the internet to look up and realize that they're full of shit. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and like we were learning to read. We probably couldn't have even Googled it back then. But yeah, so all the pencils had teeth marks, and it was because of the gremlins that lived in the supply closet that was so scary to us that nobody went near it. And it was honestly just like stacks of paper and probably some spare pencils without the teeth marks in them. But yeah, like you, I saw this on TV a lot as a kid, but I don't think I ever watched it all the way through very often.
I don't know if I did either.
I confuse it also with the sequel. So like I was waiting. I know there's something in the sequel where Gizmo comes out dressed up like Rambo. And I was like waiting for that to happen in this version. And it doesn't. It's wrong movie. Whoops.
I might watch Gremlins too, which gives you a clue as to how my son felt about this movie.
Oh, he liked it. Aw.
Yeah.
Cute. Well, before you do watch that sequel, would you like to give a plot summary of the movie Gremlins?
Yeah, so Gremlins. So this movie asks, what if having the cutest pet in the world came with fatal consequences? So in other words, it's the perfect Christmas movie! Yay!
Yay! Happy holidays to all. Let's do some nerdy notes. So this movie was Chris Columbus, who would later go on to direct the Harry Potter movies and Mrs. Doubtfire.
That's shocking to me.
Home Alone. He didn't direct this movie, but this is his first screenplay. He wrote this, and he was 26 years old.
Wow.
And once again, my jealous screenwriter light goes off and like blinks.
I didn't even catch that Christopher Columbus was involved. So
I saw his name pop up when they did the opening credits and was like, oh,
I saw Steven
my God,
Spielberg's
really?
name pop up and I was like, what the?
Yes. Because, So this is Steven Spielberg going through, this is the beginning of his Chris Columbus phase, because then they went on and did Goonies together, and they did Young Sherlock Holmes.
They did Goonies? I didn't know that.
They did Goonies
We got to
together.
do that episode.
Yeah, so it was like this 3 in a row for Steven Spielberg producing Chris Columbus screenplays. And the original screenplay that Chris Columbus wrote was actually way more horror and not as Christmassy or funny or parody.
Then what's the
draft,
point?
The gremlins would kill people and eat them. and they killed the dog and ate
You
the
can't kill the
in his
dog.
draft. You can't kill the dog. You definitely can't eat the dog. They had a whole scene where they like pop up at a McDonald's and eat all the customers.
Shit,
Like,
that's fucked up.
very violent. And then when the mother goes through the house to like confront them, and she's got her own knife and she does her own thing.
Oh,
as
I
we'll
have
get
thoughts
into.
on the mother, but we'll get to that.
But that in the original script, they decapitate her, and then when Billy comes home, they roll her head down the stairs at Billy. So like this was a very violent movie in its initial
I
draft.
dislike.
Yeah, no, I'm glad they switched that because
Hells no.
that wouldn't have been very cute or child friendly. And actually, Gizmo in the first draft turned into Stripe the
Oh,
bad,
no.
and it was Spielberg who stepped in and was like, actually, I think we need a good guy, Mogwai. So it's directed by Joe Dante, who had a history. He directed Piranha, which is actually, I did not realize, I haven't seen that, but it turns out that was supposed to be a parody of Jaws. And I guess Spielberg really liked that.
Okay.
So got him in there. He's trying to make a horror comedy, kids movie, Christmas movie. And it's a lot of stuff going on in this movie.
Listen, it was the 80s. You could make a horror Christmas movie. I mean, it's fine.
Yeah. There was a lot of kind of nods and, let's say, kissing up to Steven Spielberg. So you notice there's like a billboard that looks like Indiana
I did notice
Jones in there. And the marquee at the movie theater is playing the original names for E.T. and one of his other movies. They used the downtown set from Back to the Future.
Oh, no way.
And just covered it in snow. Or actually, I think this might have been filmed first. So then they removed the snow and filmed Back to the Future.
Back to the Future came out in 1985, a year later.
And Spielberg had a hand on that too. So like all very incestual the way this is getting filmed. I mean, Back to the Future could be in the same cinematic universe as Gremlins. Like maybe Marty McFly went back in time and totally missed that Gremlins outbreak of 1984. Like he was away trying to bang his mom. Or whatever.
Shit. Can't wait to do that episode.
All right, wait, back to the nerdy notes. So this movie actually has really good practical effects.
It does.
Considering, like, there's no CGI back in the day. The Gremlins, originally, they were trying to get monkeys with masks to play the Gremlins, and that didn't go well. It was kind of like whether they're trying to train a real shark for Jaws.
I mean, it's not at the level of, like, labyrinth puppetry, but it's pretty good.
No. Yeah, no, they're using animatronics, they're using puppets, and there's a little bit of stop motion animation in certain scenes. But originally, there was no bright lights rule about the Mogwai.
Oh.
They added that so they could keep the lights dim whenever they were on screen, so you couldn't see that they were animatronics.
Okay.
And that's like a clever solution.
It is.
I support that. Much like Jaws, the Gizmo puppet kept breaking. And it got so frustrating and caused so many delays that the crew actually wrote up a list of ways they wanted to see Gizmo tortured. And that's what led to the dartboard scene in this movie. Like that was actually the crew was like, I hate this thing so much. Let's put it on a dartboard and throw things at it.
And if folks don't remember, Gremlins do that to Gizmo.
Yeah. Most of the sets where the Gremlins are going crazy, they did it similar to the Ink and Paint Club scene from Who Framed Roger Rabbit. So the set is built up and you've got puppeteers underneath. And then there's also scaffolding with marionette performers controlling the puppets from above. And then the human actors are in the middle, up in the air a little bit.
Yeah.
And like, cool. I love when they do stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
I love the practical effects. I mean, they have Gremlins holding guns. They have Gremlins.
Yeah, with a chainsaw.
They have with a chainsaw. They're taking apart the electric for stoplights, running amok and on all sorts of machinery. It's pretty effective. And I think my son, again, this is where practical effects are actually totally fine for kids. He was totally in.
Yeah.
It didn't look weird or fake to him. He was in.
Because it's not fake at all. Like when they're causing chaos, when they blow up that movie theater, they actually blew up a movie theater.
Shit. Yeah, they do blow
A
up.
lot of dynamite. Kaboom.
Kaboom.
The one thing we rewound to watch twice was the cop car gets flipped over at one point. We wanted to check out the corkscrew on the car flip because I'm
we
special
know
effects
you
nerd
are
at times.
nerd. You like
I
your
was like,
face
"Ooh, let's
melt
see it again."
too. Yeah.
I love a face melt.
There was a face melt in here too, so
Oh yeah, like we can do some ugly things with those Gremlins. So yeah, overall, great practical effects.
also I'm gonna save my powder for when we get to the mom, but they're like she goes on a fucking murder rampage on Gremlins.
Oh, it's amazing.
And like
it's so violent.
so violent. But the way that she's killing these gremlins with the practical effects, it's great.
Yeah, it's so disgusting.
It's disgusting, but they also, because it's practical effects, you don't really see all of it, right? Because they obviously can't film all of it. There's no CGI. It is the most effective scene in this whole movie, and it's all practical effects. There's blenders, there's microwaves, there's fire. It's amazing.
I totally agree with you. This is the best action sequence in the movie. Is the mom going ballistic on the gremlins?
And it's the
So
best
funny.
practical effects too. I mean, you have like a gremlin going into a blender and shit spraying everywhere,
Just all over that kitchen. Oh,
so
gross. Love it.
Loved it.
As you can hear, there's a bit of violence in this movie. And so this movie combined with Temple of Doom is attributed to why we now have a PG-13.
Is this
rating,
PG-13?
because- No, this is PG because
okay.
they didn't have PG-13. But after this came out, they were like, I don't know about that.
Really, listen, parents, my 8-year-old watched this. It's fine.
Yeah. It's just a little gross, a little violent, a little bit of swearing.
Little bit of racism, but whatever.
It's PG, a little, yeah. It's PG-13.
Yeah.
And then, just finally, even the director, Joe Dante, was blown away by how successful this movie was. It made $212 million off of an $11 million budget.
I had no idea it was that successful. I thought it was just one of those
Yeah.
like cable movies that like.
The director literally said, I have no idea why this picture is successful.
Oh my God.
And he said he likes the sequel a lot better. Somehow, though, Siskel and Ebert gave this 2 thumbs up.
So, okay, honestly, Amanda, we're going to differ on some things. I read enough of.
Yes.
I got your text messages enough to get the feel for how you feel about this movie.
Yeah.
And maybe watching.
But you were watching it with a first timer who's 8.
Yeah,
and
it
probably had a whole different viewpoint on it.
Listen, I'm not opposed to watching the sequel after watching this. That's all I'm going to
Nice.
say.
Roger Ebert wrote that Gremlins is like, I'm not going a direct quote here, but he said it was a clash of the Norman Rockwell Christmas and Hollywood gore.
Oh, yeah.
And he considered it a send-up of Christmas cliches and movie stereotypes, which is interesting.
It is interesting because I wonder in 1984, you probably just have those shitty Rudolph movies and A Christmas Story or something. And like,
I mean, I think he was referencing Frank Capra style movies where you have the very, I'm going to go bland white guy main character and the girl next door type.
oh,
and then
sure. And this just puts that on its head. But
Yeah.
I mean,
I think that's what he was going for. And it sounded like Siskel as well, but that they'd probably sat through so many generic holiday movies and then they get to this and it was not what they were expecting.
I mean, it's hard to remember a time when, like, you know, there's not the Hallmark Christmas movie machine. There's not every streaming service putting out their own version of Christmas movies. There just wasn't the plethora of genre within Christmas movie, right? And I think it must have been kind of interesting in 1984 to have a horror Christmas movie. And then after this, obviously, you get Die Hard, you get other alt Christmas movies, Santa, all that stuff.
This keeps going on to this day. You wouldn't have Krampus.
Right.
Is completely derived from this. I actually would say I like Krampus a little bit better, but
so it must have been new at the time, which must have been, like, I guess, kind of interesting. To me, like I was saying before we started recording, I am like a little bah humbug Grinch, so I love the Grinch.
She's like, take Christmas and put it in that blender.
Exactly, put it in that blender.
Put it in the microwave. Blow it up.
Blow it up. Die Hard is like my favorite Christmas movie. I like Scrooged. I like the alt.
Yeah. All right. Before we talk about the characters and the plot and everything in this movie, I think we need a rule setting for how the Gremlins work. Jess, do you want to recap the main rules about Gremlins?
I do, because I couldn't remember before I started watching. So for folks who haven't seen this in a while, the way this works, you have the Mogwai, I think that's how I'm pronouncing it, which is like the cute gizmo. And then the rules is that you can't get them wet, because if you get them wet, they then multiply and become multiple Mogwai.
Which they show this happening. They spill water on Gizmo, and then they stuck little balloons under the puppet's skin and inflated them to like create, he's like
that's cool practical effects.
Gremlins. It is, yeah.
Yeah. And then the more important rule is that you can't feed them after midnight. Although To me, that's confusing because, like, when does midnight end and breakfast begin?
Yeah, do we observe daylight savings?
Yeah, it's very confusing. But if you feed them after midnight, that's when they turn into gremlins. So those are the basic rules.
There's that rule about the light.
Oh,
They
right.
cannot be in bright light. They can't be in sunlight, which, as we found out, was just because they did not want to show the animatronics. But they used this at the end, so they're kind of
Yeah, that's
vampire-y
definitely,
in
yeah,
that
they're kind
way.
of vampire. It's kind of part of it. And then, so you have like the cute Mogwai that could all of a sudden at the drop of a hat become like the murderous gremlins. That again, the gremlins are like a mix between Chaos Muppets and Skeksis from Dark Crystal. They're somewhere in
But
between
with
there.
unbelievable engineering skills.
I mean,
Like, they're
oh my
chaotic,
God.
but like they seem to have an end game. Like they know how to rewire a car.
Right.
They know
they're
how to
rewiring
reprogram an alarm clock. Yeah, they're very technical.
Yeah, and then in the plot of the movie, Gizmo gets wet. There's a handful of Mogwai, and then they eat after midnight. There's just a few of them, and then they totally go crazy when at some point the main character chases one of these gremlins into a YMCA. They fall into a swimming pool, and then forget it. I guess the volume of water has something to do with that. And then now, instead of a handful of gremlins, there's an army
We
of
have an
gremlins.
army.
Yeah. And I'll just say that I loved the chaos montages of these murderous chaos Muppets running around. We'll talk about them, but I loved them.
Yeah, it's silly. And there was actually a point where my husband Jeremy was watching this with me, and I
Nice.
turned to him and I said, you know, these are chaotic and they're causing all kinds of structural damage, but like, do they actually have a kill count? And he was like, yes.
Oh,
2
yeah.
people. But it was only 2 people at that point. You didn't see any on-screen deaths. You saw a body after the fact, and you saw the woman that you're not supposed to like get thrown through a window.
The woman thrown through a window, there's a sequence where they rewire her. Like, if folks from the 80s remember this, those commercials where somebody could, like, what were they called? They would sail down in a chair.
Stair
The stair chairs.
My grandma had
Did
one,
she
but
really?
not with a window at the end of it.
Can't have a window at the end because a gremlin comes in, rewires that shit, and then basically uses the stair chair to launch this poor old lady out the window. And
Yeah,
my
it was like a catapult. It
catapult.
was
My son was like,
unbelievable engineering.
my son was definitely tallying the body count from the gremlins because he was just like, she's dead. There's no way anyone could survive that. He is such a dude with watching this. And he was definitely sitting there being like, they're dead. They've killed people. There's no way they'd survive that. And then we would debate whether they've died or gotten injured.
Yeah, because the science teacher, it wasn't totally clear that he was dead.
Isaac called it as a death.
So did Jeremy,
Okay.
whereas I was like, they're showing him with a syringe in his butt, which is meant to be funny, but like maybe that's just some sort of tranquilizer.
Isaac literally
or-
turned to me when he saw the syringe in the butt. He goes, he's dead. Like, he was just like,
I mean, it is a horror movie trope. You're gonna kill the token black character.
He is a trope. That's
'Cause, like,
terrible.
Yeah, such a horror movie trope. But
Yeah,
all right,
anyway.
wait, let's dive
Let's
in.
dive
We're
in.
going to talk about the science teacher. We're going to talk about the old lady with her stair chair.
Yeah.
But we like to go character by character, and I'm just going to go in the order that they show up on
Do
the
it.
screen. And it starts in a Chinatown, probably New York, but not specified which Chinatown we're in. It has a film noir feel.
Yes.
And then we have this character, Randall Peltzer, who's played by Hoyt Axton.
Wonderful voice.
Who does have a wonderful voice because he's a singer. He's not really an actor in
really?
my mind. He's the guy who wrote and sang that Jeremiah was a
Oh, I didn't know
bullfrog.
that.
Dun-dun. Like he wrote that Joy to the World song, which is not very popular.
has
in my
this
house.
great-
My husband Jeremy does not like the name Jeremiah.
yeah.
It's not his actual name, but
He has a
not
great
like the reference.
gravelly, like radio voice, like old school radio voice.
He
Love
does,
this guy's
yeah.
voice. Yeah.
yeah, no, he was like a singer back in the day.
Yeah.
He used to write songs for like Elvis. And,
Oh, that's
you know,
cool.
all
What
of-
the hell is he doing in this
What's-
movie?
That's what is weird to me. I read that the director saw him in the movie Black Beauty,
Oh, never
which
saw
I barely remember that movie, and thought, oh, he's definitely like this cool film noir dad type that I want in this movie.
Yeah.
I don't love that we start with him and he's the narrator of this.
It definitely makes him feel like the more of a consequential character. So he's basically the dad,
Yeah.
and he goes to this shady pet store. But is it a pet store?
no,
like, what the
it's
hell
like
is
a-
it?
It's like a cabinet of curiosities.
that's what it
store.
is.
Like there's just weird stuff down there, and because we're in Chinatown, it does feel a little racist, but I can't quite put my finger on
It
it.
definitely is. Elena walked in at some point and she's like, oh, are they doing the stereotypical, like, mystical Asian in this movie? And I'm like, they are.
Yeah,
They are.
they are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a little weird.
But the store looks really cool.
Super
like
cool.
if there were one of those in my neighborhood, I would be in there
100%.
every week. Just like, got anything new? What's going
got a
on down
mogwai?
here? Like, this is awesome. Yeah. Do you have any more mogwai? Will you sell it? No, you won't. Will your grandson sneak it out of the store and sell it to me in the alley? Creepy. Yeah. So we've got this character who is not the main character narrating, and he's not. It's kind of like we critiqued Eddie Valiant is not a great tour guide for kids through Roger Rabbit. Like,
Right.
it's just not a kid-friendly character.
That's a throwback to our
there-
first episode, listeners.
Our very first episode.
First
Go back
episode.
52 episodes to see what we thought about Roger Rabbit. But yeah, no, so Randall is a like failing inventor. And he's got this stupid play school looking plasticky thing he's trying to sell the grandfather character in the curiosity shop. And yeah, it just looks like a toy. He's calling it the bathroom buddy, and it's like spraying shaving cream or toothpaste.
Yeah, he's
or
like this
something.
like weirdo salesman guy, but he has the great voice for it. So
He does, but I just don't find him like he's a terrible inventor, but like he doesn't seem that kid friendly to me. The way
Yeah.
like say a Rick Moranis in Honey I Shrunk the Kids is very kid friendly.
got to
do
do
have
that
to
movie.
do that movie. Yeah.
my son throughout forgot about him. So like in the plot of the movie, he then goes to some conference.
He's barely in the
but
movie.
he's then not there for the main events and he comes in at the end, but he's not really there. But his inventions play a role, and he's kind of useless, to be honest.
He is very useless. Reading the Roger Ebert review, he was interpreting it as, oh, we're making fun of the trope of like the failing inventor.
I didn't remember him at all. I remembered
No.
the other characters, but not the dad.
So he's the inciting incident though.
Oh,
He
yeah.
needs to get a Christmas gift for
Chaos.
his son. So he sort of steals this Mogwai gizmo out of the curiosity shop. We're going to introduce the next character that is Gizmo. So this is our non-human, our Mogwai character, voiced by Howie Mandel.
What?
Yes, Howie Mandel is the voice of Gizmo.
Oh, okay.
And that's just
That's
like
weird.
very weird to me.
But Gizmo doesn't really like talk. I mean, he kind of does, but he has this very like high pitched me, 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 me.
Yeah, and it's just kind of mumbling and kind of repeating whatever the last word someone said was. And
It might be annoying to
Um,
adults, but my son liked it. And I will say in the subsequent days,
it's still kind of cute.
it's super cute. And this is the benefit of watching it slowly over like almost a week, is that Isaac would then speak in that voice, like Gizmo, randomly.
Oh, so you have a Gizmo in your house?
Yeah,
now.
like he would randomly be like, me, 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 me. I mean, teenagers will think this is dumb, but young kids kind of into
it's
it.
a Labubu. It's
Yes,
basically a Labubu.
yes,
With
absolutely.
a little high pitched voice. It is adorable. Kind of has a wild look in
And
its
can we just talk
eye,
about
like,
how stupid
fine.
the Boobas are? Jesus Christ. It's like the Beanie Babies of 2025. Get a grip.
They had a float in the Macy's Day Parade this year.
Fuck out. Anyway.
Just commercialism for Christmas.
Gizmo's a cooler Labubu.
Yeah. And because of the merchandising team for this movie, there were plenty of gizmos going
Oh,
around
I'm
that
sure.
Christmas.
I almost
Yeah, you
want to
could-
buy Isaac one, like a vintage one for Christmas.
Oh, you should.
Yeah.
I bet they're not even vintage. I bet you could find like currently made ones. Not to go off on the merchandising tangent, but this movie was one of those. It was like Batman or Star Wars. Like it had action figures, it had a cereal.
Oh.
I think we had towels with Gizmo on it, like beach towels.
Okay, like now
Just-
now I want it.
Yeah, I kind
I
of do
kind
now.
of do right now.
Be really retro about
Yeah.
it. But yeah, no, they sold everything they possibly could that looked like Gizmo because he is really
Super
cute.
cute. I want one.
We're saying he. We don't know if it's a boy or girl.
I don't
but we're
know,
assuming
but I
it's a
want
boy.
one.
Who
Damn the
Who cares?
consequences.
It's a Mogwai.
Yeah.
Yeah. The one thing that did cross my mind in this viewing is Gizmo likes to sing at night.
Yeah, that's weird.
And it's very cute, but I think in real life that would get annoying very
Horrible.
fast. Like it's 3 a.m.
Yeah.
and there's a Mogwai singing in the
Oh
corner
yeah,
of
just
your bedroom. Like, no.
Nope, straight to the blender for you, Gizmo.
Like, shut up, Gizmo. So Gizmo, because he does not go into his cocoon state.
Yeah, he never
uh,
turns into a gremlin.
he
we
be-
should say.
He turns down the food after midnight.
That's right.
He's
It's like he
got
knows.
restraint. He's the kid with that marshmallow experiment. No, I don't need a marshmallow right now. I will wait.
He's almost like the damsel in distress. Like the main character, Billy, just sort of carries him
I
around.
mean, he's a lapdog.
Yeah. When he's like around and they're carrying him in a backpack or whatever, it makes it all less threatening because my son even
does, yeah.
articulated at some point, he was like, well, Gizmo can't die. Which is why you were saying at the beginning, if they went true horror and Gizmo turned into the gremlin, it would have been a totally different movie because it makes it kind of safe for younger kids. They feel safe with the main characters as long as they have Gizmo with them.
I mean, having the mom's head decapitated and rolled
shit.
down the stairs is not a kid's movie.
You cannot kill that mom.
And it's not a Christmas movie.
Well, maybe. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah. No, so good rewrite on whoever suggested that note. Do not decapitate the moms. Gizmo gets turned into a couple other mogwai, like the cute little fuzzy guys, although they do seem a little bit evil. They tie the dog up in Christmas lights and hang it from the porch so you can see the chaos coming.
Yeah.
So they eat after midnight, and this is what turns them into cocoons and they go evil. It feels like they are way smarter when they transform.
It does. I think this is sort of a fun trope now or just
Yeah.
even when we were kids, like villains are always the more compelling characters sometimes, even in Disney movies, like Maleficent and whatever. So yeah, the villains are smart. They're like essentially engineers. And whereas Gizmo's just kind of cute. And they're the leader of the Gremlins, this guy with like spiky hair, which honestly like...
He's got like a white mohawk. They're calling him Strafe.
Yeah, Isaac was kind of into him. It gives them something to kind of understand as like he's the leader of the bad guys. He's the Darth Vader. He's the whatever.
The evil gremlins, they have a sense of irony because when they transform and take over the house, they put on the Christmas song, Do You Hear What I Hear?
Oh, yeah.
Which seems like they're making a statement.
It does.
But it also comes out, in addition to prowess with wires and electrical engineering and chainsaws, they can read, they can rewire a stair chair. It's like they got the Matrix skill of like, teach me how to rewire a stair chair.
For kids, and this is we're watching it through like an 8-year-old's eyes, it's like they become a formidable villain. You have this cute Magwai and the innocent lead characters and like totally feckless police. And then you have these gremlins who like know what the hell they're doing. They're funny sometimes. So in some ways it helps younger kids understand the plot.
They're villains.
They're villains.
They're smart villains who seem to like Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. But
oh my God, we're going to talk about that scene later. There's a whole scene in the movie theater, people. I enjoyed it.
All right, let's keep going with our characters. So Randall, the bad inventor, gets hold of Gizmo, brings him home as a Christmas gift, and gives him to his son, Billy Peltzer.
Yeah.
Played by Zach Galligan. This was his first movie. He didn't really do anything other than Gremlins.
He barely looks familiar to me.
It's supposed to be your sympathetic guy who just can't get a break.
Yeah.
He's not that interesting.
He's very 1950s old yeller. Like he's very bland. My son liked him.
You can project whatever you want onto this character.
He's like an aw shucks kind of lead.
He really is aw shucks.
Yeah, so he's not the guy I'd want to be paired with in the zombie apocalypse. Or in an emergency. He's not the guy, but he's basically the tapestry that you paint the plot on. So he's not some great protagonist, to be honest. And I think, Isaac liked him, I think, because he was kind of a dude. And Isaac's a dude. I don't know.
I mean, he's just a nice guy.
But he has a dog. Like there's some like cute
His
aspects.
dog is very cute. He's nice to his dog.
I'm definitely more into
Other
the dog.
people are not nice to his dog. There's this random character, what's his name? Gerald, who's played by Judge Reinhold, who's barely in this movie, but is just like such a douche.
Yeah.
To this character every time. So it's like, all right, we're building up sympathy.
That's
He's
right,
not
that
on team douchebag.
Okay, wait, that scene. There's a scene where the douchebag, he's like a boss at the bank, and the main character, who I think is in high school, Billy, works as a teller.
But works at the bank.
Very strange.
I thought he was older.
Isaac was very confused about how old Billy was.
Because he's hanging out with Corey Feldman, who's like 11 in this movie.
But then he has a boss, this Judge Reinhold character, and there's a scene at a bar where the female love interest works, this woman, Kate, Isaac was like, he actually asked me, is he an adult? Like, he didn't quite understand that Billy was a teenager.
He looks really young. I don't think he is a teenager if he's in the bar. Like, I think
Oh, that's
he
right.
is
But I thought he might have been in
he's
high
a young
school,
adult that lives at home.
which is weird that his dad would get him a freaking pet for Christmas. But anyway,
that
but
is
the
weird.
Judge Reinhold
Yes.
scene. I'll just say for those
Yeah.
of you who have sons, Judge Reinhold is being a jackass. I have all this money and do. And they have this whole like weird bro discussion at a bar. And then the love interest, Kate, comes over. Is that her name? Kate?
Yeah.
She's the waitress and she also works at the bank and she comes over and clearly the Judge Reinhold character is trying to hit on her, but it's like a love triangle. She's super into Billy. And Isaac like picked up on that and I was like, Isaac, I use it as a teaching moment. And I was like, sometimes when men are bragging about themselves, people don't like it. I was like, do you think she likes him? And Isaac's like, no. It is definitely an 80s trope.
Well, no, because he's like, what's his name from Die Hard?
Oh,
that annoying
the
colleague.
one that gets shot
he's,
by.
Yeah, he's that level of douche.
Oh my God. I'm now imagining that this was set in Chicago. And a couple years later, that character got totally murdered by Alan Rickman in Die Hard.
It seems appropriate,
appropriate.
Honestly. Like, the Judge Reinhold character, Gerald, probably is going through a coke phase immediately. After this
But this
movie.
was like,
if he lived, like, they don't even show what happens to this guy.
I bet there's a scene on the cutting room floor of him dying.
There were a lot of cutting room scene Gerald moments that we'll never get to watch. But I was reading how that character, like, it was supposed to be more of a love triangle, and he was traveling through with Billy and Kate as they're fighting the gremlins and like trying to blame it all on Billy at one point, and maybe they have to come together, or maybe I think there was a draft where the gremlins kill him.
It might have been fun to have him in the mix, to be honest. I think that would have been fun to have that little love triangle. And
because this character goes nowhere. We're giving him more time than the movie gives him. Like,
I actually was thinking when I was watching this, I'm like, oh, I don't remember what happened to this character. I assume he dies.
maybe not. Maybe he just like went home, did a load of coke, and like missed this whole thing. Like, ooh, gremlins took over the town.
Like, he's basically there to show you that Billy is working
Billy's
class.
a nice guy.
He's a nice guy.
He just can't get a break.
He can't, but I would rather be with Judge Reinhold in the apocalypse than Billy, to be honest. But
probably has more resources.
probably, yeah.
If nothing else, he's got a huge cocaine stash somewhere. Oh, speaking of the other person in this love triangle,
Yes.
We have Kate Berenger, played by Phoebe Cates.
What else has she been in?
She was in Fast Times, Ridgemont High.
She's the hot girl, right?
Yeah, God, I haven't watched that movie in so long. I know she's in it.
I was like,
just
I
can't
know
remember
she
what.
plays a hot girl.
Yeah.
And like, as a resident lesbian of the podcast, she is hot.
When Jordan Peele was describing the character in Get Out, who's like luring everyone in, described it as the girl at summer camp that you have a crush on.
Oh my God, that's this girl.
Like, she's
totally.
got the girl you have a crush on at summer camp vibe. Like, she's very next door.
Absolutely.
Very like sweet looking, very nice to people who maybe do or don't deserve to be treated nicely after getting kicked out of the bar for like a racist rant and overstaying their welcome and being drunk and trying to drive home. But like she's her patience is tested in this movie. At the same time, she does some dark monologuing, this character. Like, she's the one who starts off the I hate Christmas and like, do you know about the suicide rates during the holidays discussion?
Yeah.
Out of nowhere.
Right at the start of the movie, everybody, just so you know.
Yeah, it's like, oh, what are we doing
But she's
with
also
this character,
like
Kate?
working class. She likes Billy. Eventually, she and Billy sort of are paired together through all the chaos montages of the Gremlins. She works at a bank and then she works at the bar.
She doesn't even work at the bar. She's just volunteering to help
Oh, she's
out.
volunteering to help out because it's like her uncle's
Because that
bar.
was Judge Reinhold's giving her shit because she's not getting paid for
Oh my
any
God,
of
what a
their
dick.
work there.
But
Which then later I'm thinking about a lot when she stays there when the gremlins take over the bar. Why aren't you just running for your life, lady? Like, she's serving them.
She is.
She is like
so
too accommodating.
So yeah, this is one of the many montages where it is like this epic bar scene where the Gremlins have taken over this bar. And it is just chaos. One of them managed to get a gun. It's like shooting other gremlins. There's poker happening. It's
Yeah, they do the like
Insane.
dogs playing poker setup with the gremlins.
But the thing is that we love a good chaos tavern scene. I mean, this shows up in 80s movies. It's in Willow, it's in Pee Wee Herman, it's in
yes.
Beauty and the Beast, even. It like Who Framed
That's a
Roger
good
Rabbit.
tavern.
Like it's in all of these
Yeah.
movies, there's this chaos tavern scene where if you step into that tavern, you are taking your life into your hands. And that's what this scene is. It goes on a little bit too long.
I agree with you. I was just going to say that. This one doesn't know when to end
doesn't.
because that was the moment where I just turned to my husband and was like, this movie's getting too silly.
It's stupid,
Like, it
but
just- it's dumb.
It's dumb, but the length, again, was good for young kids because my son loved this scene. I would say if I asked him, he doesn't know what a montage means, but if I asked him, it would be this scene. It's the first epic chaos montage. And he even turned to me at some point and he goes, I think she's serving them beer because she doesn't want to get killed.
She may well have been, but she figures out pretty quickly that the flashbulb from the camera kind of makes them wince. And so she's using the camera to defend herself. But I don't know why she's there. The first time one of those pops up behind the bar,
I'd be like, I'm
run
out.
for your
Run
life,
for your
lady.
life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't need to be there. They're not going to chase you. They're just going to take the beer.
Right. But my son was like trying to justify it.
I mean, I'm with him. Like, I feel like it does need to be justified because that character seems too smart to stay.
And one funny thing, like my son was like totally picking up on the love triangle vibe, even at age 8. At some point, the Billy character asks Kate out on a date, and Isaac turns to me and he goes, "The Gremlins are going to ruin their date."
Yeah. Yeah.
Hells yeah.
These are the stakes.
These are the stakes.
In addition to Kate in Billy's orbit, he, for some reason, has a very, very young friend who pops by the house, played by a very, very, very young Corey Feldman.
Yeah.
Welcome back to the podcast.
Welcome back. We did Lost Boys. Was he in any others that we've done?
God, I thought he was.
He needs to be, so we need to
I'm
do more
blanking.
Corey Feldman situations, but yeah.
Yes, we do need some Stand By Me action. We
Yeah.
do need. These are goals for 2026.
Goals. But he's there. He's very young. He looks under
some
10.
Goonies. Yeah. No, I swear we did a second movie with him, but I can't. I'm blanking
Listeners,
on it.
what are we missing?
So Corey Feldman looks like he's probably 10 or 11 in
pretty
this.
young.
He's adorable,
Adorable.
before Hollywood and drugs completely poisoned him. He was so cute back then. Like his little face.
He's another
Aw.
character where he was barely in it. He's in very few of the chaos scenes. I would have loved for them to be more of like a pack going through. I would love like Judge Reinhold and Corey Feldman to be with the two leads in all of the chaos scenes. I think would have made this movie a classic.
Because they also left him hanging.
They
They
did.
didn't wrap up
He
what
just
happened
he's
to
there
him
and
at
he's
the
not.
end.
Yeah.
The last thing you see is him battling the gremlins outside his bedroom window and taking a big pair of scissors and cutting an electrical wire, which is dangerous, but seems to not harm him at all. What I read about this character is that he was actually pulled out of E.T. That
Oh, really?
Spielberg had cast Corey Feldman as
Oh,
Elliot's best
really?
friend and written this whole best friend to the person with the creature character. And then realized, no, Elliot's got to be very lonely and he's on his own.
Yeah.
So, okay, cut the character and just like picked him up and moved him into the
that's
script.
funny.
But it doesn't make sense
doesn't make any
for
sense.
an 11-year-old to be hanging out with, say, a 21-year-old. He has a line in this movie, though, where I think they snuck a menopause joke in. Did you notice it?
No. Oh wait, I did.
They're watching when all the gremlins go into their little cocoons. They talk about how they're changing, and
he goes, just like my mom.
just like my mother.
Oh my God, I totally caught that because as we've discussed outside of this podcast, I feel like I'm going through the changes and I laughed when he said that.
Yeah. Corey Feldman made a menopause joke in Gremlins.
Amazing.
Headline, people.
Amazing. Christopher Columbus at age 26 wrote in a menopause joke.
Like, so random, but you know what? Not any more random than anything else in this movie.
No.
So we are here for that joke.
We're here for it.
It's
Yeah.
funny.
Amazing.
All right. Can we talk about who I assume is your favorite character and is probably my favorite character?
Yes, I can't wait.
The mother, Lynn Peltzer, Billy's mom, and she's married to this failing inventor, played by Frances Lee McCain, who is also the mom in Footloose and is also the mom in Stand By Me and is also the mom and grandma in Back to the Future, and then later would be the mom in one of the moms in
Wait.
Scream. She's just the mom
She's in
in
Back to
all
the
of these
Future?
movies.
Oh
When
my
they
God.
go back to the 1950s,
So she's like Marty
the
McFly's
grandma, like Lorraine's mom.
My
Yeah, so
God.
Marty McFly's grandma.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
It all comes together. So she had quite a career in the 80s and 90s
Yeah.
playing the mom. But this probably is her most epic mom character.
I loved her. It almost is 1950s, like
Yeah, she
housewife.
feels like a 1950s housewife.
She's
But-
wearing like blouses, these poofy, stupid 80s blouses, making dinner all the time. She essentially like only exists in a kitchen. She's always cooking. She's supportive of her, like, I'm going to call him a deadbeat dad, whatever. And
Well, no, he sucks. He's not a deadbeat dad, but
Yeah.
like she's the most put upon housewife.
put upon 100%. But
She
like,
is keeping everything together. She's got an adult son living at home, and her husband like goes off on all these business trips and doesn't sell anything.
she's still making like freaking gingerbread men cookies in the kitchen, listening
And
to
you can
Bing
see
Crosby.
her annoyance that their kitchen is filled with all these stupid gadgets that he has engineered poorly, and that they're breaking and they're spilling things and they're spraying orange juice.
She's so supportive of it though, and it's so
She's not though. Watch her face. Like you can see she's annoyed, but she's like
I feel like
tolerating
in
on
the
it.
modern day, she'd have a secret OnlyFans account keeping the family afloat. I mean, that's what I think is probably happening.
Back then.
She might have back then. I mean, she is the one that I want to pair up with during the zombie apocalypse, not any
She
of these
would-
other idiots.
Yeah.
And this is what's fun about this. And my son liked her too. Okay, so she's that 1950s housewife, but then the gremlins hatch upstairs, right? So you have the handful of gremlins hatch after eating. She is literally listening to Christmas music, baking cookies, but these gremlins come into play. And then she slowly sees it. It's very horror film like. And she like very slowly grabs a knife.
She grabs the biggest fucking knife.
Biggest fucking knife.
Like she is ready to go to battle before she even knows what's up there.
Oh my God.
She's ready.
Ready. And then she fucking murders these gremlins. I mean,
Her
she,
kill count
oh my
is
God.
the highest in this movie until they blow up that movie theater.
Oh my
Like
God.
she murders so many of these gremlins.
I mean, strap some leather on that woman and send her straight to Bartertown in Mad Max. Like, she is ready for the apocalypse, and she is
ready.
like, she is throwing gremlins in the blender, and then they blend, and it's gross. She throws one in the microwave, and it explodes. She throws one in the fireplace and burns it alive. I mean, she is fucking brutal, and I love her. She
Yeah.
is the Marion Ravenwood of this movie, although that,
Lynn
not
Peltzer
really.
wins this movie.
100%.
She is the kick-ass character.
Even my son was like, oh my God, she is kicking butt. He connected with the mother character because she is amazing.
She takes all these annoying, dysfunctional gadgets in her kitchen and uses them to massacre gremlins. It is
Massacre.
disgusting. Like there is like spray of blood and guts coming out of these things, and she is just going hard.
What's disappointing to me is at the end, like she sort of gets in this tussle with one final gremlin, the leader, the Spike, the one with the mohawk, and then
Yeah.
her son comes home and sort of saves her. She gets injured, and then he drops her off at a neighbor's.
They sideline her,
And then you
she
never see her
she's
again.
your best weapon.
So, like, to me, it's like, I want her to go full G.I. Jane and, like, join
Yeah.
the pack. Like, I think the movie would have been better as this band of, you have the mom, you have Corey Feldman, you have the love interest, you have the love triangle. That
Yeah.
would have been amazing. Because, like, she
Bring
would have
back
been,
Judge Reinhold. We have a team of misfits fighting
Right.
a bunch of gremlins.
Like,
that would have been great.
I was very sad when she just gets sidelined and you never see her again
Oh,
after
yeah.
that scene.
Don't put her on the bench. She's your star player, guys.
She's your star player, 100%. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
I
All
loved
right.
her.
We agree. This is the best character. Like Lynn Peltzer for the win.
Absolutely. Boys will love it. My son loved it.
Does he think you're capable of going ballistic on a bunch of gremlins?
I'd like to think that he thinks that of me. And I'd like to think that of myself, that if gremlins came into my house, I would grab my chef's knife and go fucking
Yeah.
nuts.
Yeah. Noise upstairs, biggest knife.
I'm going to go Rambo on that shit. Yeah.
And thank God for whoever suggested that script rewrite. We are not decapitating this woman and
No.
rolling her head down the stairs. She is your star player.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I appreciate in early 80s movies that show that this woman just like completely killed it.
Yeah. Love it.
Love it.
All right. We have a couple other characters who get a lot less screen time. We have Mrs. Deagle, played by Polly Holliday, which is a delightfully Christmassy name for someone who's the
It
bad
is.
guy in this film. So she's kind of a Scrooge combined with the neighbor from The Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
I actually kind of found her home life a little lonely and sad. And like they've made her so evil throughout this. Like she's threatened the dog and she's just being mean to everyone
She's
she comes
threatened to
across.
kill a dog. I mean,
Yeah,
oh
she's
my God.
foreclosing people's houses during a snowstorm.
She's like
she's
Mr.
really
Potter
awful.
from what is that?
It's a Wonderful Life,
Which is my
yeah.
favorite Christmas. That okay, listen, I
Yeah.
love Die Hard as my favorite, but actually it's This American Life. Not This American Life. Oh my God. I'm drunk. It is
You've
it is
had,
not
like,
Die
one
Hard.
drink.
I've had two. It is not Die Hard. It is this a Wonderful Life to me is not just my favorite Christmas movie. It is my
Oh.
favorite movie of all time.
You were so cut off from the Gremlin bar.
I am. But she I didn't even connect and I don't think my
Yeah.
son connected that she was the same character that is,
Yeah, because she looks very different when she's at home.
yeah.
She's mean. She's unpleasant to be around. The thing is, in another Christmas movie, there would have been a redemption arc for her, but here they just kill her.
I would have liked them to kill her in a way when she was less sad, lonely at home.
Yeah. Yeah, that glimpse into her, she's been, her husband died and she's very lonely and she's got a bunch
Yeah.
of cats. Although I did read the cats are all named after currencies in different countries. So like there was a cat named Peso and a cat named
It's so weird.
Frank. She's got photos all over her house of what's supposed to be her late husband. And they actually used photos of this character actor, Edward Arnold, who used to play stingy bad guys in like
Oh,
all of these
interesting.
Frank Capra movies.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
So like they're trying to pretend that she was married to Mr. Potter from
okay.
It's a Wonderful
that
Life.
tracks.
That it tracks, but like that's subtle. And I don't think like your son obviously wouldn't know anything about that or whatever. It was like a little too subtle, I think. And I watched that final scene of her at home alone with all of her like memories of her husband kind of photos and genuinely felt like, oh, this character needs a redemption arc. Like we need her to see three ghosts and change her mind about foreclosing all those people's houses and
Yeah.
stuff.
But counterpoint to that is that I think if you made a more clear connection and didn't make her as sad at home, it would be
Yeah.
somewhat of a satisfying kill in some way.
Yes.
It's sort of like just like in Die Hard when they kill the annoying guy, you're sort of like, oh, I'm glad they shot that guy. He's annoying.
Yeah, like he was awful.
He was awful. So I kind of feel like she would have been a fun part of the body count.
Yeah.
Her death of like launching through the window stuck with my son and he kept talking about it. I think because it kind of bothered him. She was good in that it was like a simple villain and an easy body count, but I think they could have connected the dots more.
Yeah. All right, other random people who pop up in this movie and is its own trope, the cops who just can't quite figure out what's going on. But we have Deputy Brent, who's played by Jonathan Banks, aka Mike from Breaking Bad.
So his voice was familiar to me, but I couldn't place him. I can't believe he's like my favorite character.
Whenever I see him in something else, and the same thing with the guy who played the chicken guy, Gus.
Yeah.
I'm just automatically like, run for your lives.
Oh my
Everybody in this little Back to the Future town, like, get out of there. Do you know who you're dealing with? You're
dealing
Mike.
with Mike.
Mike from Breaking Bad is on your police force. You're all gonna die.
All of them.
Oh my God.
One of the greatest characters of all time. But
And
anyway.
we got to welcome him back to our podcast because he was briefly an airplane
that's
in the
right.
control room.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. Oh my God.
I love Jonathan Banks. He does have a distinct voice.
He does. I couldn't place him, but I recognize the voice. I think it's hilarious that the cops in this town are getting loaded on Christmas Eve. Like they're just straight up getting drunk in the
They're
station.
so incompetent, and then they flip the car over in that nice spiral that we rewound.
One thing that I thought was also funny is that they didn't believe Billy when he came to the station, and then they go to respond to a scene, which is essentially the scene of what's-her-face getting launched out of the window amongst other chaos. And instead of like helping anybody, a gremlin sort of like gets in the window and they see what they're dealing with and they hightail it
leave.
out of there.
Yeah.
They don't help anybody. They're drunk and they leave.
Yeah. Which useless cops becomes a trope in Chris Columbus holiday movies,
It
as we saw in
does.
Home Alone.
It is funny. It's
Yeah.
just funny.
And this is another character because Mike on Breaking Bad previously was a police officer.
That's
if you watch
right.
Better Call Saul.
That's
his
right. Maybe
backstory.
it's the
So
same guy.
I think it's the same universe.
It's the same fucking universe.
He had that incident in that Back to the Future town with all the gremlins.
Oh,
and that's
shit.
what made him quit the force and go
Yeah.
into being a badass murderer.
Absolutely.
God, yeah. All right. Love Jonathan Banks. Also, this science conference, like they just keep cutting away to it, and the dad is very ineffectually at this science conference, and they're using it to like have all the producers do like little cameos and stuff like that in the background. But there is a gag that's way too clever for this film in the background of the science
I must have missed
conference.
this.
When he calls from the phone booth, there's like an old-fashioned time machine behind him.
Oh, I didn't see that.
And then they cut back to like he's talking to the mom or something, and then they cut back to him and it's gone.
Oh, that's
And
cool.
the implication is like the time machine has come
Actually
back to the
went-
future or like whatever it did.
That's cool.
It's so subtle. And I just thought that gag was like way too smart for this movie.
Oh, I didn't even notice it. That's amazing.
Yeah, because everything this inventor is doing is so stupid and useless
Oh,
and inefficient
totally.
and just blah. And like he's at a conference where someone just literally made a time machine.
Yeah, 'cause
disappear
they're-
behind him
they're-
while he's on the phone.
While he's on the phone, because his wife has an OnlyFans account, and that's what's keeping the family afloat. Jesus Christ.
Seriously.
Yeah.
All right. Any random thoughts about Gremlins?
I know the montages were long. Like, there's a whole scene in the movie theater where all the gremlins assemble for a showing of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs.
Which, how did they clear that?
I don't know,
How
but
the
my
hell
son
did they get
loved
clearance
it.
for that?
He's never even seen Snow White, but he thought it was
Really?
really funny that all these villainous gremlins were watching a cartoon. So he thought that was funny and silly and made it like less threatening to him. So that was sort of fun. And then the whole thing works out whereas they essentially blow up the movie theater, which made me think of the Quentin Tarantino movie,
Oh, Inglourious Basterds.
Glorious Bastards.
When they blew up the movie theater.
Totally.
Yeah.
I was like, I wonder if Tarantino was thinking of Gremlins.
Maybe.
That's a great
Gremlins
movie.
definitely had more dynamite than Inglourious Basterds.
But Inglourious Basterds is a brilliant movie. But anyway, even in the movie theater, it's like chaos Muppets. They're just popcorns everywhere.
It's like when the Muppets are
It
watching
is.
the Muppet movie and you
Absolutely.
just see a bunch of puppets throwing things and eating the chairs and like just
Right. It
dancing
reminded me of the
and-
Muppet movie, which would have just come out 5 years before this, which listeners, previous episode, it's one of our early episodes. I think the montages as we referenced went on too long, but I thought that they were fun. It was fun to see the practical effects. And for kids, my son really appreciated these long montages of gremlins causing chaos.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't have any montage related random thoughts. I think the one thing we didn't talk about, there's this random character who's like Billy's neighbor, but he's also the drunk at the bar.
Oh,
And
yeah.
he's kind of racist.
Kind
But
of.
then
He has these
yeah,
jokes about
foreign
gremlins, like the
cars
cars, foreign cars.
Gremlins.
Yeah.
Which, oh, wait, the father character at the beginning when he's driving through Chinatown, he is driving an AMC Gremlin car.
Oh, is he? That's amazing.
Yeah, like the name of the car is Gremlin. Little Easter egg there. But this random neighbor character, I don't know if I think that's a good addition or a bad addition because he seems to be there to make Billy's life a little more annoying, but like also it's kind of realistic. Some of the reviews I read said this guy is representing everybody hates all this crap that's being made in China and sold as like crappy Christmas ornaments and cheap stuff that's flooding the market. Like they really made this whole like global
This guy's a
trade
MAGA.
out of this character. He's absolutely
This
MAGA,
guy's
yeah.
a MAGA. And honestly, Isaac also called him and his wife as part of the body count. Because at some point, the gremlins
okay.
get one of the bulldozers and bulldoze
Yeah,
through their house.
Use a bulldozer on that.
And then Isaac again was like, they're dead. He just
Okay.
counted them as part of the body count. And I was kind of okay with it, to be honest.
They're inconsequential characters, but they're just, or I'm saying they. It's really the husband,
The guy,
character
yeah.
who you don't want to sit next to him at a Thanksgiving dinner.
Absolutely
He's
not.
gonna say some pretty vile things after a few.
No one
beers.
wants to invite Uncle Maga to their Christmas Eve.
Oh,
That's why
yeah.
he and his wife are there alone watching some shitty movie and They get killed
Yeah.
by a bulldozer via gremlin. It's what
Yeah.
it is.
So I think these are the two actors who get paired up and put in Roger Corman movies. And
What are
they
those?
specifically, he's that director who made like just a ton of B movies. Like,
Oh, okay.
and that everybody loves him, but like he was just like, I'm just here to make a profit. We're not making a good movie, and like just makes as many as possible. But that he kept casting the husband and wife team who
That's
got
funny.
bulldozed by gremlins. And that, yeah, it was like a nod to Roger Corman movies to even have him. All right. We always like to talk about things that suck, and then we talk about things that are great, but things that we haven't already talked about that suck or were cringy.
There's slight racism. The token black
Yes.
guy essentially dies. There's this weird
The
trope.
Chinatown scene.
The whole Chinatown scene is
Kind of
definitely racist.
stereotype.
It's like the wise Asian, and then he comes back at the end to collect the mogwai. It's definitely
Yeah.
kind of cringy, but I'd say that's enough of the cringe. I think the female characters are good enough. That it's okay. Maybe this is more of a random thought. It's not cringe, but like the Kate character when she goes into her montage about
Oh,
why
we didn't
she. I
talk
know I
about
forgot to
that.
talk about this. Why she hates
Whoa,
Christmas.
Back up.
To Kate. Maybe this is more random than cringy, but it was kind of like weird. I think it was
It's
weird that
Yeah.
she goes into this whole like thing about why she hates Christmas, and it's because her dad disappeared on Christmas Eve, and she tells this whole story, and it turns out that he had like dressed up as Santa Claus and tried to go down the chimney and surprise them, but slipped and broke his neck, and basically got stuck in the chimney and died. It is the most fucked up story in the world. And she
Yes.
tells Billy this like in between chaos montages with the gremlins.
It's inconsequential and dark.
Totally inconsequential. And like my son has brought that up multiple times. Can somebody just do that? You could see that he was like stressed out about the fact that somebody would like try to pretend to be Santa and then randomly die. So it more than the gremlins murdering people, this really sent my son down a road of like, I don't like this.
Yeah.
So
no, right on. Specifically, this monologue she does about her dad, and they like light him on fire by accident or something.
It's so weird.
It's dark and weird. And the studio hated this,
but as they should.
Yeah, and they told the director Joe Dante, cut that. Like
'Cause it
that
has
makes
no
no
meaning.
sense. It doesn't go anywhere. He argued and would not take it out of the movie because he said, this is the tone of Gremlins.
What?
That you don't know, is this funny or is this horror?
It's not funny.
Like, yeah, it's not funny at all. But like,
it's a kid losing their parent in the most
so
fucked up way.
It's so over the top that it was like, is this satire? What are we doing here?
What are we doing
And
here?
He liked leaving it open-ended and making it mysterious. You're getting this like very traumatic memory from this character.
God.
It's so screwed up.
So screwed. She's like, this isn't the worst Christmas I have. Let me tell you about this one time.
Yeah, it gets worse.
It gets worse. And because of just the timing, we were watching it sometimes when I was on the stationary bike and before Isaac had to go to school, I had to pause it right after the scene so he could go to school. So then he had to sit with it for a day before we continued the
that's
movie.
so dark.
And he brought it up multiple times. It is a weird detour. And I would put this in like a cringe category because it's like, what are you doing? I don't think it was like super cringy as far as 1984 goes as a year.
No, it could have been worse.
Could have been worse.
This is a PG.
Could have been Ladybugs.
But this is a perfect example of this movie does not know if it's a horror movie, if it's a Christmas movie. And I think your son and the producers were right to question the inclusion of this monologue. Yeah. My things that are cringy or suck from this movie are not quite as dark, and they're my usual suspects. One, you know this bothers me, but product placement.
You hate
this
it.
movie includes Wilson Sporting Goods, which... Disclosure, that is where I work.
Does it really include? Oh, it does.
The
whole
final
scene.
showdown. They go into the store and there are Wilson products all over.
Oh my
where they're
God.
having
Your
the final
current
battle with
employer. You're
Stripe.
going to get fired
Yeah.
for this.
I am not. I'm guessing Wilson didn't request that product placement. I'm guessing that that
probably
Gremlins approached them and said, hey, can we do this?
Yeah.
Which actually, same thing with Castaway.
Oh, really?
Wilson did not request
Wilson?
that. which is the all-time greatest product placement ever. You feel
Absolutely.
so bad when that volleyball floats off.
That
in the
volleyball
ocean.
is a character, and I will
Oh,
die on that hill.
People tear up over that volleyball. Side note on that was actually Tom Hanks that requested the
Oh,
Wilson
really?
volleyball
Oh.
because his wife is Rita Wilson, and he said if I were on a desert island, I would want something to remind me of my
Oh,
wife.
that's so sweet.
Isn't
I
it?
love that. Yeah.
We just injected some Tom Hanks wholesome into this episode.
Has he? We got to do a Tom Hanks.
We got to
movie
do more
next.
Tom Hanks.
Yeah.
I think we've done a little.
I don't
but
think we've
not
done
enough.
any.
No, he was in A League of Their Own.
Forgot about that.
Yeah.
His greatest role, you mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
We just did that episode too.
He told that guy, "You look like a penis with a tiny hat."
Great line.
Your son's favorite line of the year.
favorite line.
But yeah, going back to the product placement in this movie, like there's a Burger King right downtown in the
Oh yeah.
Back
yeah.
to the Future, and like just every product they're talking about Zenith televisions. It's all very 80s. And I've read articles that said that's kind of the point, that they're having the Gremlins kind of trash the commercial version of Christmas. I don't know if that's an overreach of thinking more than this movie thought about it.
It's gonna go
I
over
think-
the heads of anyone watching.
Yeah,
this.
no, I think the Gremlins are just trashing stuff.
Totally.
And
They're chaos.
yeah, but this movie does have a lot of corporate tie-ins, and that always bothers me because it's distracting to me. Like it takes me out of the,
Yeah.
we're world building here, and Burger
Get
King,
out,
great.
Wilson.
Yeah, Wilson Sporting Goods. You do not need to be in the showdown scene. So that's one pet peeve of mine, and another also pet peeve of mine that doesn't bother other people, but this movie shows characters watching so many movies.
They do.
And
Yeah.
they're watching better movies than this movie. Like they're watching It's a Wonderful Life.
They
in one of the
are,
scenes.
which is the best movie of all time.
Yeah. There's
Yeah.
references to E.T. There's Mad Max the Road Warrior. Again, how the hell did they get that much clearance on Snow White to play that much of
Yeah.
it with a song and they're singing it? Like, I guess it was supposed to be like a tribute to Hollywood cinema going on with all the characters watching all this stuff, but it just makes me think, would I rather be watching It's a Wonderful Life right now? I don't know. Maybe I would. Yeah, so those are my two. It's not a like heavy, cringy, anything like that, but just things that take me out of the cinematic experience. But going from this sort of low moment to things that are great, what do you got?
I loved the chaos montages. I know that they were long, but I thought they were fun. And I'd say that and the simplicity was a good thing in this movie.
For me, I gotta give a shout out to the practical effects.
Yeah,
The
they
special
were
effects in
good.
this, they're good.
They're
really
good.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of dynamite in that movie theater. They really blew
Loved
the
it.
crap out of that thing.
Loved it.
And,
You gotta
yeah,
get a good blow up. What about, and there's a
Gremlins-
face melt. There's a face
There
melt.
is a
at the
face
end.
melt. Yes, there is a face melt in the fountain. That's disgusting. And it looked like it was
Disgusting.
done the same way as Raiders. So love that.
And with the face melt, I'll say that my son, we were debating what was the grossest death, and he was like, "Oh, the melting when the gremlin."
I mean, it's
He
a
basically
tie between
melts.
that and the juicer thing.
Yeah, I thought the microwave
juicer
was
thing
pretty
was so
epic,
gross.
but like,
And the microwave was gross.
but like
All
my
right, there's-
son really was like,
you know what?
oh.
Three-way tie.
Three-way
Gold medals
tie.
for everyone.
But
Yeah.
the face melt was like
The
it kept
was a
kind
good
of
face melt.
bubbling, and it was effective.
Oh, and there was like a skeleton jump scare. at
Oh,
the
yeah.
end.
It was
that was
good.
great. Really good special effects. So love that. And then I don't have enough context, but I will say if Siskel and Ebert thought that it was really novel to have a Christmas horror comedy,
yeah,
like points to that. That sounds kind of innovative. For us, we don't get what it's parodying, if that
No,
is
we
what it is
don't.
doing.
No.
Like this is our original.
yeah.
Siskel and Ebert saw them making reference to other movies and thought it was very clever. I'll give them like a half a point for that, maybe. All right. Do we have any closing thoughts before we go to rankings?
Listen, this movie's a mixed bag. But if you're going to sit down and watch it with your kids or maybe the sequel, have a drink, just go along for the ride. Yes, you might like it. That's my thing. It's
Messy, violent chaos.
messy, violent chaos. Is it Die Hard? Is it It's a Wonderful
No.
Life? It isn't.
No.
Is it Home Alone? No. But
Is it showing It's a Wonderful Life and making you think about It's a Wonderful Life? Yes.
yes, but is it A Year Without a Santa? Hell's no. So
No.
you know,
Yeah, that's correct.
I'm
Yeah.
I'm okay with this being in the catalog of Christmas movies. That's my closing
All
argument.
right. My closing argument is that as I started rewatching this, I went, ooh, this is better than I remember. Because
Yes,
I
I agree.
remembered it being kind of an annoying drag. Then when we get to the final third act, I was like, oh, this is why I thought that. So you're left with a feeling at the ending, I think, is the memory I carried. And that might hurt it a little bit when I do my rankings.
It could have been better. It could have
Yeah.
been better, but yeah.
Well, I think we should probably move to our ratings.
We should. And for those who are new to us, we rate 1 to 10, 1 being garbage, 10 being Princess Bride. We rate it first for adults. Does it live up to adults today? And then we do the same rating for would it live up to kids today? So we'll start with adults. I think we're going to be different here.
Shall I?
I think you should start. Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to give this a 4.
A 4.
For adults.
That's low.
It is low. It didn't close the loops. It didn't stick the landing. And
Fair.
The final act of it, I was just like, oh no, this is annoying. So
yeah,
that's where I'm at.
All right.
With the ending. If I had just turned it off 2/3 of the way, I would have been like, this is great. I love Gremlins.
So maybe I've had a couple beers. But
two.
I just
two
had
people,
two.
two.
But I really think I have to go above average and give it a 6. And I'm giving it a 6 because there are movies that I found painful to sit through. Like I really didn't like sitting through parts of Planes, Trains, and Automobiles or Pee-wee. And maybe it was seeing it through my kids' eyes, but I actually really enjoyed myself. I let myself go along for the ride and it was kind of fun. So I kind of fun. And as you just said, it is better than you think it is. It is dumb.
First 60% of it, yes.
Yeah, it is dumb. It is dumb and could have been better, but I liked it. I'm saying a 6. Right. It's above average for me.
I just want to call out, you and I have reversed each other's scores from Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Oh, interesting.
You gave that a 4, and I gave it a 6. And now
interesting.
We're doing the opposite.
All right.
But will the kid rankings be the same as Planes, Trains, and Automobiles? Probably not. But actually, I'd like you to start here because you watched this with Isaac. Sounds like he enjoyed it.
He did enjoy it. And this is where I'm going to give it a rating that's more from the perspective of a younger kid because I think he really liked it. So I'm going to go as high as a 7. I can't go beyond that because I don't know. I mean, maybe I would. I mean, it's not a Home Alone or even a Labyrinth, which I think both my kids like really loved. Do it, guys. Do it, parents. Let your kids watch this. So I'm going 7. And he's interested in watching the sequel. So,
okay.
Yeah.
You got something to do next weekend.
I realize that means that I rated it as high for kids as like
Willow, Breakfast Club.
No,
Harry
did
Met
I?
Sally. That's an odd choice.
That is an odd choice.
I mean, I think we said these are...
I think I gave Willow a 7, which is kind of weird.
If this makes you feel good, you gave it the same kid rating as you did for Tremors, which...
Oh, that does make me feel good.
I think that checks out.
It does check out. Yeah.
All right. In that case, I might just echo my Tremors score as well, which was a 6.5 for kids. I like my little 0.5s. It is chaotic.
Yes.
And it is a bunch of Muppets essentially throwing a bunch of shit. I think it is fun to watch, but just even from my own childhood memory, this was not the most fun to watch. So I'm giving it above average, but at the same time, not an amazing score.
I think that's fair because like if I would compare this to Labyrinth, which also has puppets and whatever, Labyrinth is amazing. And I think we scored that much higher. So that's a better movie, but this is fun. Yeah.
Yeah, we gave that like a 9. Both of us gave that a 9 for kids. Like
amazing.
That's amazing to watch. There's like a good lesson to take away from it, and it's just visually
You got David
stunning.
Bowie.
You got David Bowie singing. There's no singing in this, honestly. That might be what my 0.5 comes from. Is there's no friggin'
Wait, I'm the musical one.
No, but like you know how much I hate unnecessary singing in some of these movies. Like a bad song is awful, and this at least avoided having any musical numbers.
So what's our total score?
We are at 23.5, which is right on the line for us.
It is. So, folks, we have one final question, which does it live up? It's just a yay or nay. We both have to agree for this to officially live up. I'll go first, and I surprised myself by saying, I'm going to say this lives up. I enjoyed
Okay.
it more than I thought I would. It doesn't cross the line of like, did I find something new to appreciate about it? It just sort of was one of those where it's kind of the vibe that I remember. So I would say this lives up for me.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, it has to be unanimous
It
that both of
does.
us think something lives
Pressure.
up for it to live up. And I'm going to be the Scrooge on this one and say,
do it.
no, this movie, my threshold is different than Jess's. I need to either feel something, like whether it's nostalgia or,
Okay.
but with this movie, by the time it ended, despite a strong start, I felt annoyed. And
Yeah.
I don't want to watch this movie again, which is part of my threshold as well. So I am going to tank this.
Oh,
Jess
sad.
is very much in alignment with Siskel and Ebert. May they both rest in peace. So
Yeah.
maybe the superior film critics have this one, but I am tanking it and I say no.
You say
Gremlins
no.
does not live up.
Sad.
Sorry.
Oh man. All right. So officially,
I'm speaking my truth.
you're speaking your truth. Officially, this does not live up, sadly. And Amanda's the killjoy in this. Was I the killjoy for our last episode?
You were for planes, trains, and automobiles.
was.
Honestly, we've been tanking everything since we watched Ladybugs. I think that poisoned us.
It did.
We cannot enjoy movies anymore having seen Ladybugs.
We can't because you liked planes, trains, and I was like, no, I can't do it.
but
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
No,
this
fair enough.
officially does not live up. I don't think we've had a live up since Batman.
We have not.
We have
Yeah.
not. But would love to hear your thoughts. Let us know at LiveUpPod on all the socials, at LiveUpPod@gmail. Do you agree, disagree? What did we forget? Was I too drunk? I don't know.